healthcare industry accounts for almost $3 trillion a year. It's a big business with a lot of money and lives in the balance. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. With so much at risk, how do we keep someone from taking advantage of the system? Target 8 Chief Investigator Jamie Gray is here with tonight's investigation.
Well, we all see those drug commercials, and when you see them, you know that they are trying to sell you something. But what about when it comes to your doctor? Well, according to reports, pharmaceutical companies spend almost 5 times as much money marketing directly to doctors than they do on advertising to people like us. KOMU 8's Michael Doudna is in the studio with a breakdown of where that money's going.
That's right, Jamie. During our investigation, we found in just a 5-month period, multiple Columbia doctors took tens of thousands of dollars. They range from royalties to things like developing new medical technology to money for things like meals and plane tickets to Germany. But does all this money actually impact what drugs docs are giving you?
The evidence is very compelling that even small gifts influence prescribing behavior of doctors. I experienced that myself.
If little gifts influence doctors, what about big ones? Like this list of local doctors which have taken more than $10,000 payments from drug reps in just a 5-month period.
There's no doubt in my mind that that would influence what I'm going to say.
Next question. How often do doctors take money? According to a report by ProPublica, the drug maker Pfizer spent money on more than 140,000 physicians in 2014. AstraZeneca came in second with more than 110,000 on their pay list, and Johnson & Johnson and Forest Labs each had nearly 100,000. And these companies are spending. According to Pew, in 2012, drug companies spent $3.1 billion on advertising directed towards us. And while that may sound like a lot, compared to what they spent on doctors, $15 billion in face-to-face promotional activities, and this money is going towards different things such as speaking engagements, consultation, trips, meals, and other gifts. But does this affect the quality of care?
If you're worth something to the company, you're actually treating patients. And if you're treating patients, most people don't want to harm patients.
And it's true. Doctors say quality of care has not dipped.
They feel very strongly, and I agree with this actually, that they are doing good work for the good of society and the good of present and future patients. But the fact is that those relationships influence behavior.
The reality is, drugs are expensive to make. Companies spend millions developing, researching, producing, marketing, and selling a product. These corporations are tasked with a near impossible balance of creating great drugs and making a profit. And a doctor's preference for one drug over another can have a big impact.
These are controllable costs where we could have potentially the same outcome, the same high-value outcome for a patient with drug X that's a tenth the cost compared to drug Y that is 10 times that cost.
Health costs have been on the rise, and a big reason is the cost of drugs. Drug companies need to make a profit, and appealing to docs is usually pretty effective. But a lot of this falls on the patient.
Most people kind of come in and say, I don't want to do anything, do what you want to do and carry on. So it doesn't work that way. You have to be involved in your own care. You have to know what's going on.
The money spent directly on doctors used to be much higher. Since reaching its height in 2007, spending directly on doctors has gotten harder and less common. In fact, companies such as GlaxoSmithKline have stopped payments to doctors as a marketing strategy.
But maybe they're starting to realize now that there's a better way to do this. That maybe more of those resources will be used for actual research.
Balancing care and profits. It creates a moral gray ground, leaving people to draw their own line.
I sleep very well at night because I know that every day I'm trying to do the right thing. And I know that I went into medicine to take care of people, and I happen to make a good income along the way. And if you're going into medicine to make a good income, you might be disappointed.
To see which docs took the most near you or look up your own doctor, you can go to this story on KOMU.com.
We reached out to a lot of those doctors on the list, and just before the show today, one doctor received more than $100,000 in royalties. He explained to us the money comes from an implant he designed, and it's used throughout the world.